As we try to maintain our New Year's fitness goals, the Better Business Bureau has a warning about weight loss scams. Here with all the details is Corey Snyder. Corey, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's always, no matter what it is, there's always somebody out there trying to scam you. What types of weight loss scams are you seeing, and what are we talking about here?
Yeah, so obviously as people try to get off on the right foot for the New Year's with their weight loss goals, scammers do understand that New Year's resolutions are here and are looking to take advantage of people who are trying to maybe jumpstart that or look for an additional leg up with help with their New Year's diets or whatever that may be. And so we're seeing a lot of scams, increase in scams, specifically for weight loss supplements or weight loss things like that, whether it's subscription services or products that might not be fictitious products as well. So that's what we're a lot of seeing, and a lot of AI scams as well.
AI scams, how does that work?
Yeah, so primarily in terms of the weight loss scams that we're seeing, it's a lot of fictitious testimonials or fictitious endorsements from maybe celebrities that you may recognize that aren't really endorsing these products, or AI is being generated to use it to trick people to think they are.
That's incredible. The things AI, I mean, either you're using it for good or you're using it for not good. But in terms of the other scams, when you mentioned the supplement and everything else, how is a supplement a scam? Like they tell you we're going to send you something and they don't, or it's a different thing altogether? What do those actually look like?
Yeah, so in terms of like the weight loss supplements, we're seeing a lot of that where you're not receiving the products that you might have bought, or either that, or you're starting to pay for a subscription service and you believe that it was maybe a one-time fee, or even worse, that you're signing up for a free trial, providing your payment information, and then it's not exactly as free as they advertised.
Sometimes it takes people a little bit to realize that they have been scammed, and that's part of the trick. You don't even realize it. It's been months later. What do we do if we think, I've been scammed? What now?
Yeah, so if you feel like you've been either targeted or have fallen victim to a scam, the best thing you can do to help prevent other people from doing that is to let us know at the Better Business Bureau at bbb.org. We have what is called our scam tracker, where we post a lot of the local scams, local to San Diego, local to our area, from people who have been targeted or unfortunately people who have fallen victim. Because educating people and being able to recognize those red flags is definitely the #1 way to help protect yourself and anything like that from falling victim to a scam.
Would you recommend people go to the website preemptively almost, because there are so many scams out there? You educate yourself, you read up on it on your site, and then it's like, oh, okay, then you kind of know what to look for.
Yeah, exactly. It's always hard to kind of always be trying to dredge yourself and
you want to be all paranoid over everything.
Paranoid, of course, but it is good recognizing what most scams, whether they're AI scams or impersonation scams, they all kind of have the same things, same red flags to them. So recognizing the ones that are going on, now, or any new things that might be popping up is a great way to protect yourself, protect your family, and protect your wallet.
How can you tell if what you're buying is legitimate, though? I mean, that's sometimes not as easy as it looks.
Well, I'm a little biased. Always, you can go to the Better Business Bureau and look up the company, or look up whoever it is. Make sure the company that you're buying from or the website you're buying from matches up the contact information to the business, a legitimate business, or you can look up the business itself to see, how long have they been operating, if they have any customer.
Scope them out.
Yeah, of course.
Can people get their money back, or is that like if you lose your money, you're donezo?
We do have our complaint process through the Better Business Bureau. We do have a lot of success reaching out to legitimate companies who, because most of the time with things like that, it's misunderstandings, and opening up the channels of communication between the business and the customers always helps. So a lot of time consumers are getting their money back. But if it's like a fly-by-night operation or something less legitimate, it's a little difficult. But one of the tips that we do provide is if you use a credit card, credit card companies usually are pretty good with reimbursing those charges.
All right, very good. A lot of good information for the new year. Corey Snyder with the Better Business Bureau. Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah.